Trickz banning out the Sveno. Banning out their own hero. The Grim this time gets respect banned out by Albert and the Puppets.
Radiant's turn to pick.
And the Veno ban comes out once again. From the Dire.
Dyer's turn to pick.
This time, though, Doom is through. Quickly picked up by Trickz. Obviously a solid pick. Could go mid, could go off.
10 seconds. Radiant must choose.
Alright, and the Rubik's picked again. Again, the Rubik struggled last game, but I don't think it was really his fault. And a tiny. Now, if that is an off lane, that's a powerful off lane for the Doom Tiny. We'll obviously have to see how it ends up playing out here.
10 seconds. 5 seconds remain.
Dire thinking carefully about their second pick.
It is Radiant's ban.
And they do pick the Undying. Solid. A lane dominator. Wants to fight. But it could be scary. You know, Undying feels really weak after the laning stage. Meanwhile, going back into the ban phase, Spectre comes out. Seems like the strategy from
10
Trickz
seconds.
is just to take out
5 seconds.
all the carries. Are they going to ban 7 carries? Maybe they'll find a way to ban 8.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Well, Terrorblade comes out as a ban from Albert. Makes it harder
Dyer's turn to ban.
to find carries to ban, but they do it. By God, they do it. But Trickz has to be a little careful. They have to pick their carries still. There has to be one left in the
10
pool.
seconds.
Unless they plan on the
5
Titan Core.
seconds.
Which they might. Who knows? That's the Titan Core. I meant Tiny 1.
It is Radiant's ban.
The Trolls banned. They're running out of carries. Will Dire ban. Will Radiant ban the Drought. Keep it going.
It is Dyer's ban.
CK. Carry. Will Dire ban the right the first time? Nothing yet. They're thinking about it. 18 seconds. We ban Drought. We ban Drought. They ban Morph. And do they pick the carry?
Radiant's turn to pick.
Legion
Nope,
Commander.
they pick their offlaner. Legion Commander. Solid. A lot more fight, a lot more initiation already from Dire. I'm liking it than last game. But Radiant
10
responds.
seconds. 5 seconds.
They still have 2 minutes and 10 seconds of reserve time, so they got plenty to work with. And you know, after about the third pick, that's when really I think you can start to see what they need to shore up and to flesh out for both sides. Dire still lacking some push, but overall in a solid place. Radiant also doesn't have a ton of push right now. They also don't have much in deep push yet. They're giving it a big think. What could they want? All the carries are banned. What do we pick? In all likelihood, they're probably more looking for their 5. Trying to think of what they could use this game. You know, maybe you want a Winter Wyvern or a Shadow Demon, perhaps even a Dazzle, some kind of a save.
Dire's turn to pick.
And they go for an Enchantress. Alright. Solid hero. The creeps could be very powerful and a life stealing. Now, unfortunately, Radiant can't pick the Slardar, and Lifestealer does do pretty well against all of their heroes, but they're confident with the Clinks. Time for bans again. Overall, both drafts are looking pretty solid right now, in my opinion. The Tiny may have a bit of a tough time finding targets to combo. Undying and Legion both very tanky, but with the help of a Clinks or an Enchantress, obviously they'll be very capable. The one issue that I see is if Lifestealer gets doomed, he just dies. This Doom could do a lot to hurt him in the game. Legion as well may have some trouble getting onto some of these more slippery heroes. The Clinks may be able to get out.
5 seconds.
The Enchantress is not your optimal dual target, obviously, especially early. Tiny, with a well-timed Ava, may be able to interrupt.
It is Radiant's
Doom
man.
is relatively tanky. Banning the Void Spirit, good idea. They're thinking it's a carry Clinks. Invoker does get banned out by Trickz. Probably just don't want to deal with it again.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
And considering that last ban,
Dire's turn to ban.
and they banned the Ember Spirit, so fairly certain that no Spirit Brothers will be in this game. Of course, we may still see a Storm, but Storm's a little scary to play in the Tiny. Very quickly killed in Doom as an obvious counter.
5 seconds.
Final ban coming out for Albert. Probably looking to ban a mid laner. Of course, it could be a Clinks mid.
Radiant's turn.
And they ban the Puck. Be a solid addition of Teamfight. Of course, Nature's Prophet still in the pool. If they want to move that Clinks to the safe lane.
10 seconds. seconds.
Radiant obviously taking plenty of time, trying to figure out what they want to do. Now, with the Enchantress, Radiant does have good push, so they don't need the Nature's Prophet. Clink's also a pretty fast pusher. Not so much the wave clear, but the tower clear.
Dire's turn to
And they pick up the Quap!
Of pain.
Alright! More gank. Quad gank from the side of Radiant. What? A little scary with that Quap. Could get caught out by the Legion.
10 seconds.
Now it's time for Albert to round out their
5
draft.
seconds.
They have the second pick, so we'll see what they can provide us with. What will bring their draft together. They're also deep in consideration. And they pick up the Mars mid.
Make the ultimate choice.
Or possibly a Legion mid. I suppose it could be either. Looks like it is the Legion mid, I believe. Double check. Yeah. Pattern is their mid player. So that'll make it
Queen.
more difficult for Sev to just hit them with, for example, a dagger spam. Wow, look at that Legion set. That's pretty rad. Oh, the Warhammer Doom set.
10
But a
seconds.
naked Undying. I was going to say naked Rubik, but he hasn't picked it.
5 seconds.
Crystal Chantress. Always exciting to see. But yeah, overall, I think this is a much better lineup for Albert than last game. They have a lot more of an opportunity to really get involved in engaged with these fights and take good fights. It's not at all resting on a single linchpin nearly as much with that Magnus. Radiant, they got a lot of fight. They got a lot of burst damage, and they got the Doom. Not a ton of control, though. Their only real stun being Avalanche. And additionally, of course, any creeps that right side picks up. And Filsk. So, gonna be a much better game, a much more exciting game, I think. I'm excited to see the Clinks from the carry position. Alright. 2 animations, 1 line. Versus. Oh, 3. Oh. Not even the TI pose. Well, Radiance won, obviously. Now, of course, cannot fully predict the game by that. Only 80% odds. And it looks like it's going to be the Clinks Enchantress lane. No real surprises. Undying going to the safe lane. Maybe a little scary for this lane. Doom is probably going to have a pretty good time here. Quap Legion. Obviously, Quap's not going to be able to dagger spam to victory. That's my preferred tactic. Quap is just max the Q. What is that? It's that headpiece. Alright, let's look away from that. I love it though.
Just 30 seconds.
Tiny with the boots! And the single set of tangos. Rubik! Not with this time. No tally tangos. I'm not gonna think about roaming so much. Enchantress with enchant. Quite powerful. It's very good slow. And obviously the creeps. A good one. Wow. Already a lot of damage on Mars. They're not going to be able to contest this. That's going to be 2 for 2 on the bounty runes, it looks like. But Mars already lost half HP. That's significant. The ping spam coming out from the life stealer. Where's the ward, he says. No sentry on the Undying. Already, though, coming out on that courier. Tiny and Undying going to have a little bit of a smack. Tiny does have to be careful, or excuse me, Undying does have to be careful of Tiny's toss back. Meanwhile, in the mid 7, not even getting a point in that queue, just going to use that the scream to harass. I usually like Shadow Strike, but it's not always the build, and especially not when you're up against someone with a purge. Meanwhile, down bottom though, this is gonna be tough, especially early for this Mars. Just the power of the searing arrows, giving him that extra damage, and also the harass from Brightside. Oh, the stun probably gonna come out. I would have to imagine this may even be a first blood. Oh, the stun comes out, but the searing arrow comes out once again. Job with the first blood, getting himself that advantage. We don't need last hits. We need last hits. We don't need network. I'm learning the keys. Undying, contesting this pull through. Just trying to get what he can, but look at this. Tiny. Tanks the creeps just to assert dominance. Not really much you can do. Mid though. Not a dive, just typical creep wave interactions. Down bottom. Typical harass. Rubik's got to be careful though. He also will take a lot of damage and loses half of his health very quickly. A powerful lane from Radiant that's going to cause a lot of issues, I think, for the Dire. And look at this. He steals the range creep, steals the gold from the life stealer's own coffers to harass, but denies it. So there's that at least. Is gonna go looking for a creep. Oh, that's a good one. If he chooses to get it, that slow creep gonna make it very hard for Rubik to run away. Gets the courier. Looking for the Mars. Look at that. The powerful slow. The strafe comes out. Excuse me. Yes, that is the strafe. And they get another kill. This one goes to Brightside, but it's all golden XP. Already, Radiant has a strong advantage with the safe lane. Meanwhile, Filski gonna farm just fine up against Ultra Gunner. Obviously, Ultra Gunner not really concerned about his last hits at the moment. Doing just fine there. And, of course, mid. The Legion's gonna farm fine. She's a Legion commander. She has a lot of sustain. Sev gonna struggle a little bit in the early game, but it's gonna be interesting to see how it can be made up with rotations, because Quap is obviously a very strong rotator. Oh god, before this keeps going forever and ever, let me ensure that it's hidden. And look at this, Rubik, 1.5 seconds. Jaw, not even going for it. Brightside, not even going for it. Does he still have his creep? No. Where's Ghost Mama? I think Ghost Mama might be dead. It's unfortunate. It is a very good creep for that powerful slow. Of course, the babies have nothing. Look at these guys. Look at their faces. Yeah, and they do get out. The baby appears to be dead. Instantly gets purged. Oh, Sev going aggressive. Meanwhile, Undying looks like he got tossed back up top. So that is going to be pretty good for that lane. Of course, both of them are still farming just fine. Now, is Smack going to interrupt this pull? Probably. Yeah, no problem. Just interrupts it. Meanwhile, Rubik dies after the TP in. TP still on cooldown for 40 seconds. What a bloodbath of a lane. Observer Ward is available for the Mars. But yeah, instantly, we have 3 kills. 2 of them on job. Already has a second Wraith Band coming out to him. This is looking very good for him. He's gotten off to a rocketing start. His lane is crushed. And it's only going to get worse because much as that bulwark is powerful, it's a lot of damage. You're talking physical damage, which does get reduced, and magic. Oh, this is pure now. This is why I'm a play-by-play caster, because I don't know what abilities do. Wait.
Yo, this guy has no chance.
Don't think about that too hard. Of course, mid, Sev, gonna be getting some last hits. It's obviously going to be tough into a Legion commander, you know. Smack on RD12 going down.
The true heroes are the ones who wait.
Talking Smack on the double Oov.
Don't
Mars
be mad.
has his second gauntlet of strength. But will it save him? And look at this. Doom, no fear. Ultra Gunner might be a little bit spooky. Bright side. Is he going to take the net creep? Net creep's powerful. Still no bulwark.
Command echelon.
And 8 stolen strength. That's just obviously 2, but still. Here comes the third. Ooh, gets it on both of them. This could be danger. Toss comes out. Never mind, it is danger, but not for the Radiant, or for the Dire. Call an ambulance, but not for me. Okay, maybe call an ambulance for both, but Ultra Gunner's gonna get 2 kills. Meanwhile, Mars goes down. Ultra Gunner doesn't get the second kill. So support for support, but the pause 3 goes down to Jaw. Now he's buying himself a raindrop to stop that fade bolt. And presumably spear? Yes, okay, that is magic. Meanwhile, Seth has a 6.
Dire should look to their middle tower.
Maybe behind in last hits, but ahead in levels. And gonna get that bottle refilled. Fortunately, Smack just kind of lets him walk up, but rest in peace, Turtle King.
Oops.
You have been dethroned! As once again, the root comes out onto the Mars. Still no points in Bulwark. Almost dies. Going to be forced to either salve, which he does have, or walk to base, which he does not have to. Meanwhile, up top, Undying does... Wait, no, we saw Undying go down. Didn't die again. I'm getting too excited at this Bloodthirst.
Nice try.
And now, we're seeing Sev used up all of his bottle charges, doesn't have a whole lot left in the tank, buys some clarities, instantly cancel by the Q. I can feel it. Pops the second one, and there's the green rune. Shit, did that Q miss? I have to imagine it did, because I thought he only had 2 clarities. Alright, so he pops the green rune. Looks like he's just going to farm with it. Let himself get that mana back slowly. Is he gonna get another screaming? Yes, just barely. Meanwhile, up top, another attempt. And these guys, they can't do anything. Look, level 6 to level 4. Down bottom, it's 5 to 6. Down bottom, up top. Finally, that point in Bulwark, but is it gonna be enough? Look, already the enchant comes out. A lot of damage. Is he gonna go down? The rotations are coming in. He's gonna live. but at the cost of a canceled TP and Brightside getting out. The telekinesis is up. They do see him. They do cancel it. Never mind. He's not going to get out. He takes a tower hit. Takes another tower hit. Ambitious fairy fire, but wastes a lot of time. Now, admittedly, that is probably better for the lane than what was happening before. And look at this pattern, just not taking any damage. Or whatever damage he is taking, being healed back up rather quickly. But Seb knows no fear. Undying's coming in, but Undying's not the greatest ganker. Doesn't have a lot of burst damage unless there's a lot of creeps. Meanwhile, the Doom comes out. Could be dangerous. He's taking a lot of damage. Manages to swing back out. Probably going to be just a-okay.
Oops.
But he's at risk. One tiny combo and the man dies. See Tiny. He wants it. He sees it. Deny that range creep. He doesn't. What's the range creep through? And that is, unfortunately, a Doom that does not get a kill. But look, now with this, Ja can be left alone with this Mars. And what's the Mars gonna do? We've got another pause as Tiny disconnects once more. Poor Smell. And look at this. Flinks has the treads going straight for the Deso, not an Orchid build.
I hate life.
Ooh, some hot flames come out. They're coming in. Duel's just started. Of course, duel's 6 seconds, right? No, 4 seconds. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if they have the damage. It's gonna be tough. Fade Bolt, and I guess Soul Rip. Soul Rip doesn't show the radius. No. I bet the search radius, if it wasn't clear. I mean, it may be possible, but it's already down. Well, it doesn't say point. It's already down 0.1 second, it looks like. Could be the difference. Tiny, still probably going to die. But maybe won't give up dual damage. But the thing is we'll go ahead while we wait and swap over to net worth. And yeah, with Ja ahead, very far ahead of his life stealer. But Quap keeping about even, keeping about pace with the Legion, which is nice. Has a level advantage. Probably going to drop soon. On the shoulder. Damn. Alright. So, despite the kill advantage, only a 1k lead for Radiant. I love the silence. He does have the attack speed. This may work against him. The extra 15 attack speed, significant. May let him get in the extra hit that will cause the extra moment of courage that gets him killed. Gotta love Roshan, man. I remember to stand there. He's got a spike in his arm.
What a surprise.
I didn't notice that. Alright, let's take a look at some cosmetics, shall we? Obviously, Tiny has the Tiny set. Very powerful. Quap. With the wings. And the whip. Kinda like that helmet, though. Doom. Obviously, Warhammer is superior to everything. The Crystal Maiden Enchantress set. And I am back into it. Maybe. Real quick, do we have time for Clinks? Clinks kind of basic. Yeah. Just some immortals. Alright. Let's see what happens to the Tiny. Oh, never mind. There was a DD that I somehow didn't notice. That's easy damage. Meanwhile, though, Mars in trouble. One more arrow could do it. Oh, there it is. Mars is upset. You can tell with those pings. Sev still not getting involved just yet. Happily farming away. Oh, but Tiny wants to get involved. And look at this. Getting a lot of damage into her. Sev has to be careful. Manages to live. Spear doesn't connect. That was dicey for a moment. Oh, and Mars just TP'd in. And look at Ja. He's ready. He wants another kill. Look at these wards, too. They want to know everything that's going on in this lane. As Doom might be in trouble. Oh, powerful combo. Doom decides to turn. Probably was a mistake. Unless they manage to get it. Never mind. Sev's here. The Doom is going to come out onto the Doom. Probably. Never mind. He's still walking away. Sev gets another kill. Ultra Gunner going for the Doom. Unsure. The creeps blocking him in. He has to turn around. Meanwhile, though, Sev does die to the Legion. Dual damage comes out. The turnaround, though. Oh, no. They might get Smack here. Smack, get the bounty for God's sake. Doesn't do so, but does toss her back. That's a kill onto the mid Legion. That's pretty good. Doom walking back in. Doesn't have mana for Doom just yet. Gets it now. Doesn't cast it. Chooses instead to cast that E ability. May have lost him out on a kill. The Tombstone goes down. Ja with the searing arrows. Does damage. The mad pings come out onto him. Overall, that's a win if you're Radiant. Getting that money onto Josh already ahead. It's going to be scary. This is all pre-Deso, remember. He's going to have that Deso up sooner rather than later. Once he does, it's going to be terrifying. Dire fortifies. They don't want a repeat of last game. Smack. Probably going to die. They want him real bad. Smoke is out. Oh, it's an invis. Even worse. Oh. Toss. Throws him up in the air. He does die. That's more damage for the Legion. Legion's getting there. 30 damage. Almost has blade mail. But look at this. Doom. He says, I will fight the Legion. As he walks over. Look. Oh. I thought this used to have a funny text. Oh man, Dire. They're committing. And Doom says, you know, I'm a man, but I'm not that much of a man. Oh, never mind. I'm a hero. Oh, no, I'm not a man. Oh. And his back and forth may get him killed. The Doom. Onto the weakest target. The Scream. Not onto that target. They do have a lot of damage. They did lose tier 1. The bright side is here. In a position to maybe do something. Especially with this Clinks. He's making the creep. Man, he's pretty tanky. And look. Smack comes back. He says, no, I'm the one with the toss combo. Doesn't even use it. gets stunned. Quap looks for more. May find it. The infest, they get out. Not a bad fight for Dire. Definitely went out on it. The life's there most of all.
Dire have fortified their structures against attack.
Gotta tell you, as a support, I love everything about the shovel except that kobold. Takes like 5 hits to kill when you're just the support. Makes you sad. The regen's gonna come out. Oh, gonna pop it right away. Stolen Scorched Earth. I mean, it's good. It's 60 damage a second and move speed. Oh, but somebody's gotta get this bounty removed. What if they don't get the bounty before the next one? Never mind. Sev's on top of it.
Worthy tribute.
And the big item grows closer for Ja. Meanwhile, the Lifestealer going for that armlet. Little bit of a risky choice into a Doom, especially. That Scorched Earth could just get him killed. Look at this Radiant. They're not afraid. They're going in. Look at this smack. He sees the Legion. He stuns the Legion. The Blade Mail comes out. Doesn't really do much. Doom doesn't have Doom for about 40 seconds. Then we talk. The tower goes down. No deny. Dire still positioned in the area. Lifestealer even starting to waddle over, but probably not going to come out to much. The stun comes out onto the Enchantress. One attack. Just barely gets out. The steel comes out onto the Stream of Pain. But they're weak. You gotta be careful. Oh, in the meantime, though, Sev goes in, gets the Legion and the Mars. But that Tombstone's dealing big damage, man, just to take out that tiny Doom. Wandering over. Please, God, let it be over. It's over now. Sev hits him with the poison. Meanwhile, they might get the carry, and that could be big. He eats the creep. He's strong. He's real strong. The Doom on the Lifestealer. Is he going to be able to get out 1 second? He's under the vision. He does go down, but the Archer is here. Clink's still fighting, even though he's dead. Sev goes down as well. Oh no, Lifestealer. It's an Artesian. No, it's not. That was a lot of money in favor of that Lifestealer. Pushing him up to the top of the net worth, 1,000 gold in his favor.
Illusion.
Oh, Mars. He wants it, but he ain't gonna get it. That Sproink is a little too fast. 385 to the 350. Yeah. Clinks is back though. Clinks wants to fight. Clinks has his Deso. Clinks is waiting for the Doom. Doom back online. They could Doom anyone. Oh, that's not what you want if you're Enchantress, though. And that's a dead Enchantress, but more of the team's coming in. Baiting, baiting, baiting. Is the Doom going to come out? No, it doesn't. Jaw still not making his play. Waiting. Takes out the Courier. And then goes back invis. Probably going to die for that Courier. I'm not sure if it was worth it, son. This is not looking good for Radiant right now as the lift does come out. They do not have the duel. He eats up a creep. He's definitely going to go down here. Avalanche is very nice, but it's not enough. Meanwhile, Dagger, it looks like it's stolen from that Rubik. That's the tier 1 tower. That's not the kind of fight you want if you're Radiant. That is going to catapult the lead even further. For Dire, they may be down in net worth, but they have the map control right now. Jeez, they're rapidly going to swing back.
That should help.
And it's going to be tough.
Should look to their top.
Until Tiny has a Blink Dagger. Doom is in a little bit of a precarious situation to get initiation. They're going to be, without, that kind of clockwork example, it's going to be harder for them to get in. Of course, they still can. And that smoke was spotted out by the Dire. They know, and look, they're in full retreat mode. Radiant going to take the opportunity to ward. Start moving over towards where the Lifestealer was last seen, but he has used his rage and is now TPing out. Looks like Dire may go for a counter smoke, gathering around the Rubik. Looks like that is indeed their plan. No. Maybe. Yes. No. Okay, no. Considering it, but it looks like they don't. Meanwhile, Sev farming up has an Orchid. That's going to be helpful. Getting a Lincoln Sphere as well to prevent that duel. Side of Legion almost has the blink. Has it in gold, but no courier. Mars as well, getting close. Halberd already coming out from this Lifestealer. Maybe a bit hard to get it onto the Clinks, but very valued. Undying, slowly building up towards that mechanism. Now Rubik is having a much better game than last time, getting towards that Aether Lens. Clinks is going for a BKB next item, probably the right decision. Denies out. Oh, that's a combo. The enchant with the health bonus being eaten by the Death Pact. Oh, and Dire may think this is a Roche attempt. We don't have vision of the smoke, so it could be dangerous. Smoke is popped on the Legion. Tiny, lifted up. Doom comes out. Onto the Rubik. Instantly popped. They don't know the Lifestealer is in the Legion yet, but they're going to know soon. Does come out. The big damage ultimate from the Quap isn't going to be enough. No! Instead, the Doom instantly goes down. And the Quap and the Tiny. It's all up to just the one man. It looks really good for Radiant. Until it didn't.
You should have come to me sooner.
Radiant got a really good jump in, but it wasn't quite enough. They didn't quite kill out the Legion, and then they just got obliterated. And I'm honestly not sure what did all that damage. It looks like it was the Lifestealer.
Radiant should look to their middle tower.
Just unfortunate. It looked like a good initiation. I don't know about the Doom on the Rubik, though. I think the Doom needs to be used on a more high priority target. Obviously, you don't want to give it away. The Rubik was rapidly dying anyways. And look at this. They're still going. They want more smack. Not like this. He cries, begging for help, but there is none. The Blink Stomp comes out, but it's not enough. Oh, the Mars gets blinked in. The Legion's kind of in trouble here. She's a little bit deep. The Silence comes out. She's going to go down. This is their chance to get more. They're hunting. The drums pop. They're looking for more. The spear comes out. It's not enough. Rubik with the toss back. They don't really have any stun. Doesn't get it in time at least. Cancels it. They are going to get that Rubik. So a nice way to get themselves back into the game. That's 1,000 gold. The game's even again. Lifestealer pretty far ahead, but he doesn't have anything to deal with the Orchid. So assuming the Quap can get it off, it's very powerful. Yeah, and unfortunately, Clinks' game, Zhao's game, has just been so slowed down. The Mars in a bit of a position, gets Orchided. Here comes the Doom. Hits him with the first stun, hits him with the second stun. It's a lot of magical damage. He's going to go down very quick. Legion and Undying TPing in, thinking twice about going in, though. It's a little bit risky without that Mars. Meanwhile, though, Sanj and Yasha completed for Lifestealer. Probably just going to take out this Tiny. Tiny blinks forward. He is in danger. He needs to move fast because he's going to get open wounds. And look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Never mind. Lifestealer thinks twice about it. The Doom comes out onto him. He doesn't have an escape. Blinks coming up in 1 second. The Orchid, maybe unnecessary. Gonna get the extra burst damage. Not really anything lost by doing so. And that's a big kill. Goes over to the Tiny. Maybe not the most necessary, but all you care about is smacking that man. Smack Trick living up to that half of his name. And they're going to get tier 2 pressure off of this. Now Dire does have a Fortify. They're probably going to consider using it, given that there is a Catapult, but never mind. They do use it. Too late, though. That's strafe. Powerful. And that's going to help Zhao get back into the game. Sev now topping the Radiant. Slight advantage back their way. Almost has that Lincoln Sphere. Going to make it nigh impossible for him to get dueled. Now, of course, there are other things that can break it. But still, better than no protection, especially if he comes up on that 25. Although he's probably going to get the Fear talent. Smoke comes out from Dire. Not seen by Radiant. Radiant's probably got to know something's up. Of course, they are under the ward. Dire knows where they are. They've seen the Clinks. They want him. Clink sitting in is on the high ground. They're looking for him. The smoke is popping and dying. Oh, look at that sentry just out of range. Radiant smoke expiring very soon. 5 seconds remaining. They see the Doom. They go on the Doom. The Lifestealer comes out. They're going to instantly pop down the Doom. Radiant. Delta splits as fast as they can. They are going to find that Doom, but it looks like that might be all they're going to find unless they can catch the Enchantress. Tiny going the other way. Now, Dire. Are they going to look to push? Probably not, given the lane situation. They may rotate this into a Roshan attempt. Or not. Suppose they don't really have any minus armor right now. Bright side going up. Not gonna see that ops. It's unfortunate. Dire still has good vision. Looks like they're positioning around it. Maybe looking for a kill. Legion sees Jaw. Is he going to be able to get out of range of the sentry? He is, but that was a bit of slow fingers from the Legion. And now it's getting turned around. What an Ava toss from the Tiny. The ultimate comes out from the Mars, but it doesn't do anything. Meanwhile, on the backside, Legion was the one that got Doom there. A much better Doom target. They don't manage to take him out, but they are probably going to get this Legion commander. And they do. Meanwhile, instantly, they're going in for more. The Stomp comes out, prevents the TP out from the Undying. You're only going to get those two, but this could definitely be a Roshan attempt. They do have that Deso on the Clinks. And it looks like Sev may be walking that way. It looks like Radiant's walking that way. Ping comes out that way from the Dire. Oh. This is dangerous. You can't just fight a Tiny. And meanwhile, they do end up going into that Roshan pit. Lifestealer TP's down. This is going to be a free roast for the Radiant. And they're not going to find the Tiny. Aegis is going to come out. Probably going on to 7 if I had to guess. Looks like it is. This ward is still paying dividends for the Dire. Even when they couldn't contest it, they knew it was happening. Now, the Lincoln Sphere is out, going into a Bloodthorn. Still nothing on this Lifestealer to handle that Orchid. If he gets Orchid, he's just done. He does have a lot of attacks. And it looks like they may just get this tower. Never mind, the Fortify comes out. They're still setting up for it. Another ward coming out. Didn't quite catch. Smack coming in. Now, of course, he could TP in there, so they're still going to be wary of this position. Smack's got to be careful. That's 5 Dire Heroes set up, looking for it. And they're going to stun the Lifestealer out, and they're going to walk out. Now, they have to know that there's a ward after that. Yule's up from Tiny, probably going to get him killed, actually. Does get the toss up, but gets tossed immediately back. And that's unfortunate. Poor Smack. Ooh, and Dire, despite the Aegis disadvantage, they decide that there's blood in the water. And are they going to catch out Sev? They do manage to hit him. Sev going to rapidly go down. That is the Aegis, of course. Now they have to be very careful. Tombstone instantly getting hit. Are they going to chase after it? Looks like Doom decides that he wants to go. Looking for more. Does manage to get the stun onto the Undying. Walks forward. Is he going to Doom onto this Lifestealer? Has to be very careful not to get it stolen. Gets pinned back. No tree stun quite yet. Pops the drum charge. TP out from the Rubik is probably going to get out, but they want more important kills in there. Hunting. They see that Lifestealer. They don't want to let him get away. The Blink comes out from the Doom. He's got a ways to run. They decide not to chase up the high ground. Never mind. Sev sees it. Sev decides that he wants to go for this. The Purge comes out, but they're not going to chase much further. Actually, they see the Mars maybe deciding to flip over on their rotation. Don't manage to catch him out, though. Ultimately, they do lose out on that Tiny, and they do lose the Aegis. A very good fight for Dire, getting them back into this game. And you can see, despite the 4K advantage, if Radiant doesn't play careful, they can easily get taken out. Now, Legion wants to go in, does go in, onto the Clinks. Will barely go down to the duel, but the Lifestealer has already been doomed. Another Tombstone does come out. Brightside trying to take it out. Oh, he misses it. Doesn't manage to hit it on. Now Undying, very weak. Probably going to go down fast. Does get a big strength steal, but it's not going to matter. Doom with the blink manages to get 2. Sev is coming in. Has the Orchid in 3 seconds. But they got to be careful. Ultra Gunner, he's powerful. They get a bash onto Sev. Sev manages to blink out. Pops the regen. They could still maybe look into turning this around. They do silence onto the Rubik. Rubik, very weak. Tiny manages to put himself up. Will he get the blink away? Doesn't get it in time. It's just Sev. He has to blink away. They do manage to get the tower and all of this, but ultimately it's just more farm on this lifestealer, and they can't seem to take him out. The AoE Shadow Strike will get him those last hits. But overall, another solid fight for Dire. And Ultra Gunner's just looking nigh unkillable. They have to get the Doom on him, and then they have to follow up, but in the meantime, they have to deal with the rest of the fight. And that was Undying not managing to get the heal out onto the Tombstone. Meanwhile, they see Ja. Ja. So we keep calling him Ja. Yay. Think about it. And this Infest Bomb is proving powerful. Seb, meanwhile, is pivoted over his item build, not going to go for that full silence crit. Instead, looks like he is going to go for the AC. Bloodthorn is the name of that item. Smoke comes out from Dire. Radiant doesn't know what's happening. Or doesn't know for sure. They haven't seen it. And they see the Enchantress. Radiant, though, in a very good position to not get hit by this gank. Looks like it's not exactly a conscious decision. They're not holding the south high ground.
For the ages.
Enchantress does circle the map. Legion, Smoke, finally running out. She's a potential threat too. She has a lot of damage right now. Enchanted Quiver does come out, but that Quickening Charm probably going to be more useful now. The Enchanted Quiver may go on to Clink Split. Orb of Destruction also very powerful. Radiant knows that Dire's there, but would they commit to it? Meanwhile, Dire just dealing a lot of damage, forcing out a rotation from the Undying. Obviously nothing incredible, but still. Sev has to be careful. A lot of Dire vision here. Could be exceptionally dangerous for them. Now, they know where Radiant is. The ping comes out from Enchantress. Doom moving in that way. Doesn't manage to find anyone just yet, but still has a Blink Dagger if he so chooses to use it. And they may, with that, see him. The stun comes out. Are they going to Doom this Lifestealer? Doesn't have the blink anymore. Tiny going to go down. And I think that will end the push attempt, or the kill attempt from Radiant. Went a little too early onto that Lifestealer. Look at this. Dire again, grouping up. They want to kill. They put that Lifestealer inside of the Legion. Smoke probably coming out. Again, no knowledge from Radiant. And this one could be exceptionally dangerous. But again, they're going to the wrong half of the map. Enchantress may get caught here. Doesn't pop the smoke just yet. Is going to see it now. Gets lifted up. Dust is going to come out. That is definitely going to be a dead Enchantress. Again, Radiant can't really take this fight. And I think Radiant has to be the one to make this initiation play. They really have to be the ones to go ahead and say, alright, we're going to make the play. We're going to initiate on them. Oh, but as I say that though, Sev in a bit of trouble. No Marzel. Suddenly this is looking a lot better. The Doom comes out onto the Legion. Big ultimate comes out from the Quap. Another excellent combo. And that's the Legion dead and the Undying dead. Tombstone still up. Finally does go down. They get the Mars as well. Can they? They do get the silence onto the Lifestealer. Stomp. Lifestealer probably dead here. Does go down. Rubik goes down. And that's the kind of initiation they need. And look, they're barreling down. They want to get this mid tower. They want to get maybe a lane of Rax here. They see the Lifestealer is dead for 80 seconds. They don't know he doesn't have buyback necessarily, but they're going to force it. And when he doesn't force it, they're going to know. Glyph comes out. little bit early before the creeps are there. Of course, Trickz can eat through that backdoor protection. He does not care, and does so immediately. Now this is definitely going to be a lane of racks, if not two. And in that one fight, Radiant looks like they maybe come back into this game, maybe put themselves back in that dominant position, and look at that tower fall. They're not quite confident enough to go end. They're going to let Sev take out the range stacks. Meanwhile, though, top tower, your time is limited as well. 37 seconds. They see no buybacks. They taste blood in the water. 2 lanes of racks are down. Roshan spawning in 49 seconds. It could be the perfect timing, although they might get there a little too early. Bloodthorn is now out for Sev. In addition to that AC, once again, he's very far ahead now. Well, it tied with the Lifestealer, but doing very well for himself. Trickz also going for a Lincoln Sphere. Does not want to be removed by the duel. Doom sitting on a lot of cash, hasn't committed anything just yet. Enchantress has that Glimmer Cape. Look at, he's got the Crystallis, so that's some nice damage. Meanwhile, Lifestealer has an AC Basher going for the full Abyssal. BKB on the way out for the Legion, has the Halberd. Rubik has his Blink Aether, already in a good place. We'll see if he goes for something more defensive or for something like an Aghanim Scepter. The Sange is out for the Mars, not going to go for the full Halberd, at least at this stage, but is looking for the BKB instead. Probably a wise decision, and Undying, of course, is the Undying. Giving up hopes on the mechanism. And look, now Radiant knows that the Rosh is up. Another smoke, it looks like, coming out for the Dire. Radiant still don't know about it. They've smoked on the same spot all these times. And Aghanim's on the Doom. Radiant, they know something's up. They counter smoke. They're looking for something. Oh, they see mid. They see the timing. They know he's there. The Doom does get out onto it, so there's not going to be a duel or anything. The stun comes out. A big ultimate from Sev takes down a lot of the HP. Meanwhile, though, Ultra Gunner still hitting. Job pretty weak. Gets the eat onto the skeleton. Gives him a ton of HP. Doom is stunning up that Lifestealer, and that's the game. It looked dicey for Radiant, but those 2 fights, that's all it took. They got, I like how I was saying, whatever team initiated wins. That's a powerful series from Mr. Trickz and the Manlets. Showing off some dominance in game 1 and bringing it back in game 2. I don't know if they ever lost the net worth lead. A very brief, nope, never lost the net worth lead. But as you can see, there was a moment in time where Dire looked like they were starting to take off. And Radiant just took it right back. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm obviously casting this game, but I'm also casting RD2L every Tuesday this season. So if you enjoyed this cast, feel free to come by every Tuesday here, twitch.tv/Matcast, and check it out. Also, I'll be streaming whenever I can doing these casts. I've been enjoying casting a lot, despite how thirsty it makes me. Anyways, lads, have a good evening. See ya.